The Bad Genius is a 2017 heist movie, except the heist is cheating at standardized tests. So right off the bat, that's an incredible premise. You know, standardized tests have such high security and strict procedures. It sparks the same kind of tension as robbing the biggest bank in the country or whatever it is in normal heist movies. And it's not just a great idea, it really delivers on it. So many of the scenes in this movie are just incredibly tense and anxiety inducing. And the unique setting allows the movie to take these sort of standard heist movie scenes in unique directions. And it makes these familiar scenes feel fresh. Like, we all know the beats of a heist movie, right? We all know the character almost getting caught and things going wrong and having to adapt on the fly. And that's all here, and it really does work as a genre film. There's a scene early on where the drama is trying to pass notes so the teacher won't notice. And it's such a suspenseful scene. And it feels so fresh even though the idea of the scene is so familiar. This movie goes to show that originality is more than just having a completely unique idea that's never been done before, and it's more about iterating on previous ideas, and so many of the scenes in this movie are like that. I'm not gonna spoil them all because so much of the fun of this movie is the heist movie stuff, but one thing I will talk about is, in my opinion, the movie's main strength, something that elevates it from just being a very good heist movie, is the character. The movie doesn't just rely on its genre thrills to make a fun little unique spin on a heist movie. It really cares about its characters, and it really takes the time to endear you to them. So we meet Lynn, who is an incredible student but is lonely.
The only real friend she has is her dad.
And she gets transferred to this prestigious school because of her good grades. There she meets Grace, where they immediately form a bond.
ตอบข้อควายไง
เฮ้ย มองโจทย์แป๊บเดียวตอบได้เลยเหรอ
ไม่งโคตรง่าย A ยูเนียน B อินเตอร์เซกกับ C ก็ทำในวงเล็บก่อน แล้วก็อินเตอร์เซกกับ C ก็คือเอาแค่ที่มันอยู่ใน C ก็ตอบนี่ไง
Only there's one problem. Grace isn't good at school. So Lynn tries tutoring her, but it doesn't really work. And that's what causes Lynn to resort to cheating to help her friend. It's just a nice little character moment to add to everything else that's going on in the scene. And part of what makes these scenes so tense is the dramatic editing and sound effects and music. Like, the teacher throws something when they catch the two girls talking, and it's so dramatic.
คุยอะไรกัน ห้ามถาม ห้ามลอก
So then, Grace's boyfriend, Pat, comes to Lynn and offers her a shitload of money to help him and his friends pass, to help them cheat on tests as well. And she takes it, partially for the money. It would really help out her struggling dad, but I think it's also because she feels like she is finally fitting in. Like, the scene where she accepts it, she's at like the pool with all the cool kids, right?
เราจะไปบอสตันกับพวกแกด้วยอะ
ไปด้วยกันต้องสนุกแน่ๆเลยอะแก
So I think part of it is her wanting to just feel like she belongs. Again, it's kind of a standard heist movie scene, right? Convincing someone of the plan that you're going to go along with. But it's imbued with so much character that it feels fresh. Again, I won't spoil all the nitty-gritty plot details because that's a lot of the fun of the movie. And also, I just did a video where I spoiled everything about everything in a couple movies. Make sure to watch that video, watch all my videos, like and subscribe. But one thing I will spoil is Bank's character arc. You see, Bank is one of the top students alongside Lynn, and he begins to catch on to what they're doing. I say begins to catch on, but he catches on pretty quickly and he rats her out, gets her suspended. Again, I feel like this is a familiar plot beat, but done in such a unique way. I think most of these heist movies have the scene where something goes wrong and, oh, we're out, you know, I'm out of the plan, you have to cut me out, or we have to cut this guy out, or whatever, the major complication. But the fact that she just gets caught for cheating and we're not even halfway through, and the fact that a lot of the tension in the movie is like, will her dad find out? And her dad finds out when she gets suspended. This whole plot beat works so well on so many levels. On a practical level, it helps you gauge the stakes of the movie, because spoilers, they do end up planning a big heist, and she agrees to do it. Why not? She feels her life is at rock bottom, so fuck it. And part of what makes this whole final heist so tense is the fact that we know how bad it was for Lynn to get caught the first time when she was cheating at her high school. So cheating on an international test, we could already know that the stakes are much higher. But they quickly realized that this whole plan would not work, and they would need Bank, and he would just never agree to that. But one night, Bank gets attacked and robbed, and it causes him to miss a very important test. And from here, Lynn and Bank kind of go on opposite arcs. Lynn is slowly realizing how much Pat and Grace are just using her, and Bank is just noticing everyone around him treating him like utter shit and routinely getting away with it. And so he starts becoming very nihilistic and embracing like selfishness. Again, won't spoil plot specifics, but I will spoil the very end, the emotional climax of the movie. It is Bank proposing another cheating heist. I should have came up with a word for this. Cheating heist, I don't know. Fuck. Just cut this out. He proposes another heist to Lynn, and she refuses. And there's this really beautiful scene of Lynn finally deciding to live life for herself and not going to be used for a scheme anymore. She's not going to just be doing it for approval or to fit in.
ใช่ทุกอย่างขึ้นอยู่กับเรา
She is doing what she thinks is right. And so her rejecting this feels less to me like a do good in school, eat your vegetables ass ending. I think it's more of her finally gaining self-confidence in a way. I think it's her just rejecting doing things to fit in. And that is how the movie ends. And I think it's a perfect note for the movie to end on. It's such an emotional moment. It's a great ending for a great movie. So overall, it's a super, super fun heist movie with an also really emotional and really resonant coming of age storyline in it. The movie really understands its characters and really takes you into their emotional headspace, and it works, and it results in this really moving climax. And that is why I love Bad Genius. Mostly.
Ah, yes, we're in the sad room again. This one's really echoey. Just deal with it. You see, that's part of why I love this movie, but it's not everything. Now, to be clear, I don't want to imply that everything I said up until this point is just bullshit and that it doesn't matter. It does. But I wish more people would just say how the movie made them feel. Everyone comes at a movie from a different perspective. I don't think I've fully told you what I love about the movie until I've told you how it resonated with me. Lynn's whole arc of sort of feeling directionless and it hit me hard. Like, there's no other way to say it. And this whole ending scene of her not knowing where her future's going, but still going along anyway, it meant so much to me. And if you couldn't tell already, I like a lot of tense, anxious movies because I'm kind of an anxious person. It almost feels therapeutic in a way. So to wrap these like tense thriller scenes in with this beautiful coming of age story, it meant a lot to me. So in conclusion, good acting, good cinematography, and good plot. There were not many plot holes, so I like that. It had a low CinemaSins counter. And that is why I love Bad Genius. Thank you all for watching. If you agree with my perspective here, maybe leave a comment about a movie that affected you in a particular way. Sorry this video was so serious and like touchy-feeling near the end. Next time there will be more me laughing at a man shitting his pants.